Hey there, hi there, ho there, welcome back once again to another episode of Disney Compendium. I am your host, as always, JJ. Over there, down south, home on the range.
Mm.
My good buddy, my good friend Nick. Nick, how you doing?
Oh, pretty good. I wish I wish the creators of this movie had been quarantined.
It's just, yeah, shut down all essential movie making personnel
Yes, well,
during a few weeks in 2003, and we would have all been better for it.
we all would have been, especially these two guys, because
Oh boy, yeah. So notice I didn't say another exciting episode of Disney Compendium.
no,
2004's Home on the Range, a movie that I bet a lot of people probably haven't seen.
and I envy them.
Yeah. So opened April 2nd, 2004. So just recently had its anniversary.
Oh, good.
uh, I don't know where to start with Home on the Range.
Well, JJ, if you recall, the text I sent you was, "Hey, this opening song is triggering my anxiety."
Starts off when it started off, and it started off with that Home on the Range song. I was like, oh, that's right. That's what this movie is.
But then
Yeah. You are greeted with some of Disney's like worst visuals of all time
it's
in this
not
movie.
good,
It's
man.
not good to look at. All of the characters are really bad looking. They're all like I don't know. They're all like weirdly a. It feels like a movie from a completely different studio. It
Yeah,
it
it's
feels
like
like Warner Brothers would have made this or something. It's got a lot of that
yes,
sharp angles, and it's like some sort of like weird like Tex Avery needed a paycheck, so let's make this.
yeah. You remember like those 70s and 80s like Looney Tunes feature films where it
Yeah,
was just clips, but they had like new animation of bugs doing stuff.
yeah.
It's that
Yes.
wrong sounding bugs.
Yeah, wrong sounding bugs. Exactly. Exactly. This movie is a Wild West movie. It's like the end of the Wild West. It's like Red Dead Redemption 2. It's happening at sort of the end of the Cowboys era, but still things are kind of going a little bit. 1889 is when this movie
Hmm.
is set. If I'm gonna watch a movie from the 1880s, I'd rather it would be like Tombstone, but
Or literally any other movie that
yeah,
takes place during the
yeah.
1880s.
Like, would you rather watch a John Wayne movie
Hmm.
or Home on the Range?
Man, now trying to figure out who's more problematic, Roseanne or John Wayne.
It's a
That is
toss up. It's a toss up. Certainly a toss up. But
yeah.
at least at least
At least John
Rose.
Wayne's
Wait,
voice isn't offensive.
yeah, exactly. Roseanne. No, Roseanne did not get radiation poisoning working on this movie.
No,
So,
she didn't. Unfortunately.
I'm trying to think. This is 2004, and I'm trying to think of like what Roseanne was doing in 2004.
Was she had her talk show, right?
Would this have been around that time?
I think because you remember like Mick Foley in his book talked about how his weird
Yeah.
experience in her talk show.
Yeah. So let's see. Roseanne sitcom. I've got to look at Roseanne in 2004 now. In 2004, she voiced Maggie. Yeah, there we go. That's not what I needed to know. The Roseanne show. That was on. That was canceled in 2000.
Oh,
So from 98 to 2000. So I'm just looking at this, and it's just like she did like a lot of like. Uh, she had a cooking show called Domestic Goddess,
oh my god.
and a reality show called The Real Roseanne Show in 2003. which was about hosting the cooking show. uh,
What?
although 13 episodes were in production, a hysterectomy brought a premature end to both projects. So that was a weird. So that was an ABC show. So Disney had it's like, okay, well, you've got a contract with us, so you want to do a cartoon, which seems like how a lot of these shows were going in the
Yeah,
2000s.
yeah. It's like, well, we already have you here, so
Yeah,
you're contractually obligated
yeah,
to do the show.
yeah. We so this show is about like cattle wrestling. I mean,
Yeah.
or this movie. I said show, but
Yeah.
I mean, like you have Alameda Slim,
Mm-hmm.
who is stealing cows.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's kind of the plot of the movie.
that's not kind of that is 100% the plot of the movie.
About cattle rustling.
Cattle wrestling, but you don't really get to enjoy. There's not a lot of humans in this movie. It's a bunch of animals. It's mostly three cows: Roseanne,
Judi
Judi
Dench.
Dench, and Jennifer Tilly.
Which, okay, one of those things is not like the other.
Of the three, honestly, Jennifer Tilly was like the most like fully realized, enjoyable character. Like
Yeah.
Judi Dench was just an uptight British woman.
Which, which I mean, it's not,
and and Roseanne, it's just a chore every time she has to do like exposition or make a joke. Did you laugh at all during this movie? Was there a joke that landed
No,
in the slightest
no,
for you during
no,
any of this? No,
no, no.
it was filled with jokes, and not a single one of them was funny.
Do you know what her performance movie reminded me of? You remember Rosie O'Donnell from Tarzan?
Yes,
It was
it's the exact
that
same thing.
dude.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
that.
But as if Rosie O'Donnell was the main character of Tarzan,
Yeah.
which it's just so hard to enjoy. Like it's already hard enough to enjoy, but then you have this to go into it. It's just boy howdy.
The opening line of the movie is, "That's me. Yes, the real. Stop staring."
Yeah,
Because she's a cow with udders. Get
yeah,
it?
and a lot of fat jokes. A lot of really like for a Disney movie, like that kind of crudish humor.
It's kind of
Like
mean spirited.
it's mean spirited. It's weirdly horny at
Yeah.
times. Like the finale of the movie is just like ugh.
What's the Cuba Gooding Jr.'s character's name?
um, let me think. I have a hard
He's
time
not
remembering
Rico. It's
names.
all right. Oh, no,
No, Buck. He's Buck.
Buck. Steve
Yeah,
Buscemi's Rico.
Steve Buscemi's Rico. Yes.
Yeah.
No, Steve Buscemi's Wesley.
Okay. He's
Uh,
Johnny Rico.
yeah, he's Johnny.
He's Johnny Rico. Rico's Roughnecks.
Charles Dennis plays Rico.
I don't know who that is.
He is nobody. He's absolutely
I
nothing.
think it's like
He is-
Charles Durning.
Yeah, no, he's just like a playwright and stuff. Like,
What? Okay.
yeah, yeah.
All right then.
It's a weird cast. You got Randy Quaid as Alameda Slim.
Yeah, that's a
That's Randy Quaid, another one that not
No.
doing so good these days.
no. No. It's not even the good Quaid.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They couldn't get the Rookie. I mean, hadn't he just done the Rookie? Well, I don't know when the Rookie came out.
Patrick Warburton has like 2 seconds in this movie.
But he'd already done
yeah,
Emperor's New Groove,
Emperor's New Groove.
and he's a very good voice actor.
By this point, like, this is 2004, so California Adventure is already open. So he's also got a sort of permanent role there as the flight attendant for Soren.
So by this point he's been Gronk and he hadn't done the Tick yet.
Yeah, he might have.
He
In
might have.
2004, I think the Tick would have been around then.
And I mean, he obviously was Big Dog from Two Stupid Dogs. So
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and, you know, everyone loved him as David Putty in Seinfeld. So
yeah, but Seinfeld was already
already
done by now.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
was it? But like not because what Seinfeld ended in 2000, 2001? 2001?
Sounds maybe.
98. Jeez. Okay. I felt like it was later than that, but maybe I'm thinking of Friends or something.
Uh,
So many. It's funny to think of some of those old sitcoms because like you go back and watch them and realize like so many of them take place in a post 9 or a pre 9/11 world. So
yeah,
it's like a whole lot of nonsense like of meeting people at airports and stuff just
right.
not happening anymore. Or it's
Running
like
through security.
yeah, or like if you just had a cell phone, none of this would have happened.
Yep.
But this is like Friends ended like 2 years before cell phone boom took off or whatever. So,
And then now we're gonna be watching movies with people at the grocery store without dust masks on.
yeah,
They're like, oh, remember that?
that's so quaint when you didn't have to wear latex gloves to go to.
Remember when you didn't dress like you're one of the guys from Dead Presidents?
Now you have to go out looking like Marty McFly as Darth Vader.
Yes, I'm your density. Uh, so this movie. Here's the thing about this movie, JJ.
Yeah.
Because Cuba Gooding Jr.'s in it, right?
Yes.
And his career had taken a weird trajectory after Jerry Maguire.
Yeah.
It's still kind of on that trajectory.
Yeah. Yeah.
This man won an Oscar.
He did. He did. And he did a very bad decision of doing Pearl Harbor, which was.
Well, he did. Okay, so he did Pearl Harbor. He did like the one good movie I think I remember after German was like Men of Honor.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
Yeah.
But
I
like
gotta look. What did he do at around this time?
he did Rat Race.
Yeah, I love Rat Race. Still
He
do.
was in Rat Race.
Let's see. Radio. Not a good movie for him. Let's see. So, when did Jerry Maguire came out in '96? Did As Good as It Gets. What Dreams May Come. Okay, still doing okay.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, Men of Honor. Okay.
Yep, good movie.
Then he did Pearl Harbor,
Yeah.
Rat Race.
Uh-huh.
Then he got tied up in like the Disney system, and he did Snow Dogs.
Oh my god, that's what I was thinking of.
Boat
Snow
Trip.
Dog. Oh, gee, many Christmas.
Norbit. Daddy Day Camp. Land Before Time 13.
Oh god. So, I mean, people give Nick Cage crap for his what happened after he won the Oscar,
Yeah.
but no, he won the Oscar, and then he did Con Air
Yeah.
and The Rock
Yes.
and the first Ghost Rider, which I don't care. I like that movie.
I found out. I think I figured out how Randy Quaid got into this movie.
Dennis Quaid dropped out.
Well, his brother Dennis was working on another Disney movie
The Rookie.
came out this exact same year. The Alamo.
Oh.
So Disney with 2 major bombs in 2004.
Oh my god, was that the one with Billy Bob Thornton as Davy Crockett?
Yep.
Yeah.
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 And yeah.
Oh.
Jason Patrick is in this.
Oh boy. So I'm trying to think of the cast. Like, I guess like the only person with any career trajectory upward is Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, I mean Judi Dench was still holding strong. I mean,
She was M,
yeah,
like in the Bond franchise.
Yeah, and she was in Chronicles of Riddick.
She was in the Chronicles of Riddick.
I mean, Jennifer Tilly's career sort of maintained its trajectory.
I mean, what's she best known? Well, I can't say what she's best known for, but what's she best known for in movies? Like Bride of Chucky and Liar Liar?
Yeah, pretty much. Like I said, same trajectory. She also did the Haunted Mansion the previous year. She was in Monsters Inc.
Was she Madame Leona?
Who was she? Let's see, who was she in Monsters Inc? Jennifer Tilly was Madame Leota. Yep.
Yeah.
So her career sort of stayed the same. I mean, I don't think yeah. So she didn't gain anything, but she did get several Disney paychecks
Yeah,
during a very short amount of time.
that's
So
something.
that's kind of all you need in some instances. And she still does. She's still doing them Chucky movies when she can. So
Notice we've avoided talking about the actual movie here.
what movie?
Uh, Bride of Chucky.
Right, a Chucky. Okay, so you see,
Uh,
there was another doll.
yep. Okay.
uh, I'm just remembering that they recently put out an action figure 2-pack with Bride of Chucky, and it comes with some disgusting accessories.
Cool. Available
comes,
now at FYE.
yeah, comes with a turkey baster for reasons that you would obviously know why, and a cup filled with something that you don't shouldn't have an action figure accessory of a cup filled with this. So,
Cool.
yeah, it's great.
Yep.
What's not great is in 1889, a bunch of cows were stolen off the Dixon farm.
What?
Yeah.
And
So that's yeah. Alameda Slim able to steal 500 cows in one
yep.
night. You learn later how he's able to do that in one of the most absurd plot points in Disney history.
He and then the rancher who owns Roseanne cow has to sell her
Yep.
to an old lady,
So
the old lady from Fox and the Hound.
Yep. Yep. And little, what was it? It was called Patch of Heaven. Is the farm that
Yes, back to heaven.
Roseanne gets sold to, which say like I don't understand the economy of farms in this universe. Like, because this farm is just kind of everything. It's
Yeah,
it's not like it's a dairy farm
no,
or a poultry farm or a produce farm. It's just like, nah, I got everything. Here's my chickens. Here's my pigs. Although we're also not breeding them. We just have
yeah,
them.
it's the Charlotte's Web farm.
Yeah, it's some pig. Uh, so, um, anyways, after she buys this cow, the sheriff shows up to say, "Look, you owe $750. Pay up, or you lose your farm."
And the sheriff is in cahoots.
Yeah, we. Hey, spoilers.
Oh no!
The sheriff is in cahoots with Alameda Slim. So what you find out later, because you see at one point you see the Dixon farm going up for sale later on and being bought by what's his fake name?
Oh,
Adele or something? Odell or something like that? Yes.
he's rolling the deep, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
he's yeah. Um, Skyfall indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Just chasing pavement.
yeah. Yancey Odell is this Yancey Odell Esquire.
Yancey Odell from Access Hollywood.
Yeah. Yancey uh, but anyways, you see the Dixon farm being bought by Yancey Odell, and you later find out that this is all his big weird scheme. He steals the cows, so the farms go out of business. And when the farms go out of business, he swoops in and buys up the land as a lawyer, Yancey Odell, and just keeps doing it over and over again. So, uh, and you find out that he's able to steal all these cows in a single night because he hypnotizes the cows with a yodel.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
You
That's
heard
it.
it. You heard it right. He can hypnotize cows with a yodel. Uh,
And then you have to. And then
unclear if it's magic or just stupid. Both is likely, but I'm gonna go with just being stupid.
he's
Uh,
like the evil. What's the evil dude from Lon Lon Ranch?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I want that horse.
yeah. It's not Luigi from
Yeah.
Lon Lon Ranch,
What the heck is that guy? Oh, whoever he is. Yeah.
but yeah, that's the evil villain's plot is real estate investments. So,
Which, to be fair, given this day and age,
yeah,
kind of evil.
yeah. Uh, it's and then, like we said, you find out the sheriff was involved, so you know they're doing all that. The cows go on a journey because it starts off with them wanting to go into town to put off the to extend out the 3 days they had to get the $750. They had to
Right.
be past the county fair so they could win a blue ribbon and get
Which,
money.
which happens to be exactly $750, isn't it?
No,
No, or it's the
it was
exact amount of.
no, it was like $65. What they find out is that the what's the what the bounty hunter is looking for, who he's looking for, is $750.
Right.
The bounty is $750. So then that's like, oh, we'll just get Alameda Slim, and that will get us the $750.
Which, which, hey, great. It's the exact amount of money we need.
Yeah,
Funny how that
yay,
works.
funny. It couldn't have been like $900, $1,000. So also, the owner of the farm could have had a little bit of pocket change too.
Nope.
Like, nope, absolutely
Just
not.
going to be tread water the rest of your
Yep,
life.
yep.
Too bad.
You save your farm for now until some other like weird greedy business loser comes up and tries to steal it from you.
Or just you forget to pay a bill. Like, oh, sorry.
I, and so Jennifer Tilly Cow, when they finally like catch up with, we've completely eliminated the horse character in this movie altogether,
Buck.
Buck, because that character is annoying and has very little like character trajectory. It's like he's excited that what's his name? Rico is coming to town. Rico's gonna need a new horse, and then gets disenfranchised when he finds out that Rico is working with Slim. Like that's his character trajectory, and he's kind of just a jerk to the cows throughout the entire movie until the very end.
It feels like, hey, it's in the Old West, so we need to have a horse character.
Yeah, they built this whole movie around cows, and like we're in the Wild West and we don't have a horse character. We need to write in a horse character now.
They should have got the guys who did the treatment for city slickers.
Yes, it would have helped.
Yes.
Um, Maggie, right? Yeah, Maggie uh, is tone deaf. She sings, but sings terribly, and it drives everyone crazy. And so that's why when Slim yodels, she's not affected because she's tone deaf,
Yes.
which
Because
again
get it.
is incredibly stupid, and it is taking every fiber of my being just to not start swearing on this episode because I've almost dropped the F bombs 7 or 8 times while trying to
Well,
explain this plot.
because the joke is, remember when she sang the national anthem was bad?
Yeah,
So she's toned. Get it?
get it? Who else sang the national anthem bad? I can't
Uh,
think of anyone else who sang the national anthem bad who's also in this movie.
oh, man. Christina Aguilera wasn't in this movie. Oh, I'm sorry. What? Yeah. Boy.
So, yeah, inevitably.
Poor man. You're just struggling so hard to talk about this.
It hurts so
Just,
much.
like I'm just watching you. Like
Let's.
you're trying to give it an effort, and I'm with you there, brother.
Yeah,
I am.
I don't know. Like, there's no. The plot to this movie is so big. I will tell you. When we get to that part of it. You are going to be so mad when you find out how this movie started its life out as, because that movie sounds rad. But the Disney system, when something sort of enters it, especially during this time frame, it just gets chewed up and spit out, and you get something weird at the end, and this is what you ended up getting.
A cow movie starring Roseanne.
Yeah, and it's the craziest thing because it's like almost the exact opposite of what this movie started off.
It feels like, hey, let's make it a Disney short that we tack on it to a DVD or something.
Yeah, it really feels like Disney's tried to make like a weird short. This movie's only like what 70 minutes.
Oh, it felt so much longer.
Felt so long. Like I watched it in 2 parts, and this
Yeah.
is again only 70 minutes. Like it's a struggle. The music is bad, which I feel bad because one of the songs has a nice intention behind it. But it's all just so it's ugly. It's the character designs are all bad. The cows look terrible. Then not a single one of those cow designs is even mildly good.
but now I can't get past the fact that it does look like uh, late Chuck Jones
Chuck
stuff.
Jones nonsense. It looks like,
Yeah,
yeah, it looks like cashing a paycheck, Chuck Jones or something. Like I
it's
said, yeah,
not like Ricky Tikki Tavi Chuck Jones. We're
yeah,
still okay.
yeah. But yeah, just like, okay, you need some cow characters. Okay, yeah, here's a cocktail napkin with some cows on it. Use this.
I drew them.
Yeah,
Um, oh god, they look like the characters, the animal characters in the movie look like they're from like a really bad like color form set.
yeah. This movie feels like it should have been in like some sort of weird, like 40s package feature. Like somehow it's related by an ancestry to the Saludos Amigos line or something. Like this is like the American West version of the series. You know what I mean? Like it's just like some weird experimental animation thing that they were putting into a bigger feat movie.
Well, I mean, I feel like that's doing Saludos Amigos a disservice. Which, speaking of spoilers,
Yeesh. Um, luckily, I found the lists. We're gonna have to update them because I don't know exactly what we've missed. We might just do that off the air, but we're both gonna be able to rank this one tonight.
oh
Uh,
yeah,
oh yeah,
oh
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 yeah,
yeah.
oh yeah.
Uh,
We don't need the lists to rank this particular one.
we do
Any,
not.
yeah. Anyways, they obviously catch Alameda Slim. I mean,
Yes.
there was no doubt in anyone's minds
What if
that they
they
were gonna figure.
hadn't and they lost the farm?
It would have been. It cuts to the ending of the movie is like like a big steak dinner.
Yes.
Bacon
Yeah.
and eggs, some fried chicken.
Now I'm on board with this movie.
Oh man, it certainly feels like that's how it ended. Uh, anyways,
I wish I should have got it. They should have come with a free steak dinner to like.
it's like remember when you bought the Ninja Turtles arcade video game and it came with like a coupon for a free
I
personal
do
pan pizza
for a personal
from-
pan pizza. Yeah.
Yeah, something feels like this. Should have been able to get like some sort of like it's like some sort of like frozen dinner or something. It's like some sort of some sort of Salisbury steak meal or something.
But like a banquet one.
yeah,
Like a banquet.
Oh man.
God.
Yeah. Anyways, they not only do they get the reward money, but they also all win first place at some unseen county fair somewhere. Like all of them get first place ribbons. Like from all three cows get a ribbon, the chicks get a ribbon, the like everybody gets first place. The pigs, every single one of them. Unclear what the prizes were. Why the chicks? The three chicks. They didn't have. It was a bad yield that year for chicks. There's only three of them, but there are four of them. Then they're sassy to Judy Dench cow, so she listens to them.
It was whatever county fair that Farmer Hoggett put Babe in.
Yeah.
It was the same.
Yeah. This movie would have been better if it was directed by. I forget his name now. You know, the director of Babe and Mad Max. George Miller.
George Miller, yeah.
Yeah.
I was at George Romero. Like, yes.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, we're talking.
Buck would have been like one of the. He would have been like the bitten by a zombie halfway into the movie and was keeping it a secret.
But it would have been a really like a subtle message about the use of dairy cows as meat or ethically growing
Yeah. Like food of the gods.
food of the gods.
It's been like a food of the gods situation, which, boy, you've seen the Food of the Gods movie, right?
With the rats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen parts of it, but
Yeah,
I hate
it's-
rats, so not a lot of it.
I think they're really shooting rats in that movie. That movie is, that movie's like, I have good memories of that schlocky movie. It's a good story, and I have the Marvel adaptation of that movie too.
I mean, that kind of cheers me up to think that they actually kill rats.
Because like because like they're, you know how they're doing like them walking on miniature sets and stuff, and I
Yeah.
can't. They if they're not really shooting rats, they just got them loaded up with squibs and shooting at them, but it's still making them reel back as if they'd really been shot. It's kind of terrifying in a way, but
No, kill rats. Kill them all. Kill them all. Listen, I'm Henry Jones Sr. In this case. Dad, they're rats. Rats.
uh, so production of this movie. Let's just get right out of this movie
Yeah.
because I think the production is more upsetting in a way because it also had a really cool name at first too. Um, this movie was actually pitched before Pocahontas,
Well,
so this movie dates back a ways at this
mhm.
point, almost a decade at this point because Pocahontas was 98, I think, 97, 98, 96,
Yes.
somewhere in there. Uh, anyways, the idea was to be ca- Captain's Courageous Western, and I don't know if you know Captain's Courageous. But
I've heard the name. I don't know for sure what it
it's
is.
it's a root. It's one of Rudyard Kipling's other
Oh,
stories.
okay.
Yeah. So it's gonna be like a Western version of that. So he turned in his treatment, and it was greenlit. The original title of the movie was Sweating Bullets.
Yeah.
That's a movie.
That's a 1980s like
Yeah.
Stallone cop movie.
Yeah. It's Cobra 2 Sweating
Cobra
Bullets.
2 Sweating Bullets.
Uh,
You bad shot.
it was a it was originally a story about a cowboy that gets caught up in a supernatural western. So
Okay.
he's in a ghost town,
Yep.
like an actual ghost town.
Okay.
And so like it is Slim Alameda Slim is an undead cattle hustler.
Okay.
uh, but they changed it a little bit, and it was going to be about a bull named Bullets that wanted to be like horses in the herd.
Okay.
But yeah,
But,
it's starting to deviate a little bit, as you can see.
but the
But boy,
idea of like an undead cowboy western, man.
yeah, an undead, animated supernatural cowboy western with ghost cow hustling.
Hell
is
yes.
The coolest idea,
And they could have got like a good like somebody to do a cover of Ghost Riders in the Sky.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Nope. Instead, no. Instead, in 1999, they kind of went back to it, and it says the story artist suggested a different approach to the story with one that involved three cow protagonists who become bounty hunters to save the farm, which is what happens in the movie, but that doesn't feel like what happens in the movie.
They
They're
don't
never
become
really
bounty hunters per se.
they're bounty hunting, but I like the idea of that being sort of acknowledged that they're taking on the role of bounty hunters.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so obviously the movie just sort of steamrolled into being this, and you had a Will Finn um, returning to this because he had just been he just came back from who did Road to El Dorado? DreamWorks. He was at
Yes.
DreamWorks for a little bit.
That was Jeff Goldblum, wasn't it?
Yeah, and so so the director of this movie, a supervising animator and stuff, like came back on board for this movie after Road to El Dorado was done and finished this up, which is like Road to El Dorado, much better movie.
Still not a great movie.
Still not a great movie, but still much better.
Yeah.
So I feel bad because Alan Menken wrote the music for this, and we know that he's capable of fantastic music.
He's for some of the best Disney stuff ever.
Yeah, he started writing music for Sweating Bullets a year and a half after Hercules, according to him.
God, I want a sweatbox version of this movie.
I
For
know.
this movie.
I don't feel like there's anything like that because it just sounds like a bunch of like script notes and stuff. I feel like there's not enough like visuals to go with that, but it would be nice to get a little more in there. So, Little Patch of Heaven, the song that's in the middle of the movie, sung by Katie Lang.
Which, like, who's a great singer.
Yeah.
Her,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. The villain's song, Yodelady. It contains William Tell Overture, the Ninth Symphony, and the 1812 Overture in it. It's a yodel consisting of those three things.
Yeah.
Ugh. And so you know that song "Will the Sun Ever Shine Again," which
Yes.
Bonnie Raitt sang, that's in this movie.
Yeah.
So you know where that
Like,
song came from?
no.
Alan Menken wrote it after 9/11.
Oh my
It's his
god.
it's his 9/11 song
Oh my god.
that
They
they
could.
shoved into this movie.
They should have got the Alan Jackson 9/11 song instead.
Yeah, Stairway to Heaven instead.
Where were you when you watched this awful movie?
I think this is 3 years later. This like, and so he just kind of shoved this movie. There's a song into this movie. This song again, like I said at the start of this, with relatively good intentions, but you and Bonnie Raitt. I mean, fantastic job singing it, but it has no business being in this movie. It feels like the sadness that's coming where this song shows up was unnecessary, just as an
Yeah.
excuse to get this song in there, and I'll I will never know.
We wrote a sad part for this movie just because.
Just because he has a really sad 9/11 song and he's not a top 40 musician, and so it's the only way he's going to get it out there. So we talked about it last time we were doing Brother Bear, but this was originally they switched spots. This was supposed to be uh, last year, and Brother Bear was supposed to be this year, 2004. But they swapped them because they wanted to have Brother Bear be promoted on the Lion King DVD. Um, Again, no idea why. It's not like
Please
Brother
buy
Bear.
it.
It's not like Brother Bear is like, oh, Brother Bear is the animal movie, so we need to put it on the other animal movie because this is an animal movie too.
Which is part of the problem. Like, let's just make some animal movies.
So yeah, so it opened. When did I say it opened? It's like April 2nd.
2004?
2004. Um, its budget was 110 million.
Did it make.
It made its money back. It was 146 million, but for a Disney animated film,
That's not.
that's
That's not a big profit.
that's what you made, but you certainly didn't get money. You didn't profit because this is Disney. So much money goes into promotion and stuff. Like we don't know. Hollywood math is weird,
Right.
so who knows where this really ended up being. This came out on VHS, by the way. Also, 2004, you can get a VHS of this.
So it's one of the last
One
VHS
of the
Disney
last,
films.
would have been one of the last Disney VHSs.
It should have stayed on VHS.
Yeah, it has 53% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Whoo, that's generous.
Yeah, I agreed with that. Metacritic has it at 50 out of 100, which puts it at exactly like half. So it's like that's a failing grade. I mean,
That's still generous.
yeah. Roger Ebert gave it 2.5 stars. So
Also generous.
that's considering he's got a 4-star scale. He says 2.5 is like good on his scale. So his exact quote is, "A movie like this is fun for kids, bright, quick paced, with broad, outrageous characters. But Home on the Range doesn't have the crossover quality of the great Disney films like Beauty and the Beast and Lilo and Stitch, and it doesn't have the freshness and originality of a more traditional movie like Lilo and Stitch. Its real future, I suspect, lies in home video. It's only 76 minutes long, but although kids will like it, their parents will be sneaking to look at their watches."
I admittedly was staring at my phone through most of the movie.
Yeah, I was definitely playing Animal Crossing during the second half of this movie.
Was there a? I feel like I don't remember there being a McDonald's time, but I feel like there should have been. But also, kind of that's hilarious that there was.
Yeah, I'm gonna look that up now. I'm just reading reviews right now. Box office. Its opening box office weekend grossed $14 million. And it opened fourth. We will get into the movies of 2000. We will get into what movies were ahead of it. We'll get into 2004 movies, but also following the release of The Alamo, which was met with poor box office returns, it was reported that Disney had to write down $70 million in 2004 for these two movies alone. So, yay. Let's look at. I need to now look at Home on the Range kids meal. Is there anything? Da, 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 da. Nope, just pictures of cows.
Because I figure like the
Yeah,
fact that the main character's a cow, would you really want to put a hamburger or Happy Meal?
yeah, but also, when do they really care?
That's true.
Though I do see it's not listed in the Wikipedia page, but there is absolutely a Home on the Range Game Boy Advance game
Of course there is, because why not?
because it's the 2000s and the Game Boy Advance has everything, every product.
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
trying to just find
Mary
anything.
Kate and Ashley, Crush Course.
Was there any Home on the Range toys? Yes,
Of course there were.
Boy, these are some of the sad. It's just like those PVC toys, like you just get like a big tub of like farm animals for kids to play with. They've all got
Yep.
bases built into them.
Like the tube of toys you get at like a
Yeah,
Hobby Lobby or somewhere.
yeah, and it's got like fence pieces and there's some plush stuff. Like there's Lucky Jackrabbit, which I did like that character. The peg leg Jackrabbit. Yeah,
Yep.
that was good.
It was all right.
I got nervous for a second because I just saw a bunch of Lincoln Logs and I was like, do not tell me they cross promoted with Lincoln Logs. They did not. They luckily they did not. So, were there any other Home on the Range video games? I don't even know if there's the Home on the Range in some sort of like oh, there's several Home on the Range games. There are at least two. That's great.
So Game Boy Advance and I'm gonna
No,
guess
Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Advance. They just milked it for what they could. Yeah, two Game Boy Advance games. It looks like. Jeez.
wow.
Wow. Well,
I mean,
it's
what?
still anything. You just. I mean, it's horses and cows. You can do whatever the hell you need with it.
Yeah, it's like what is it? It's a platforming game.
Ugh. No theme park nonsense at all.
Of course not.
Period. Because the movie was a failure out the gate, and Disney wasn't doing well, and you're now dealing with. You have Pixar doing better than you. You have DreamWorks doing better than you. Disney did have one success this year in 2004. Would you like to get into the films of 2004?
Let's do it.
Nick, in 2004, can you guess any of the top 10?
I'd have to cheat, so I can't think of any offhand.
Okay. I'll start at number 1. It's an animated sequel. I'll give you hints. See if you can figure it out.
Is it Shrek 2?
It is Shrek 2, making $441 million.
Shrek 2 was fun.
Yeah, I like the first two Shrek movies. I like Shrek 1 a lot, but I like the first two in particular. Number 2, one of the biggest comic book movies of all time.
Spider-Man 2?
Yep.
Yep.
Spider-Man 2. Great movie still.
The best of the Spider-Man trilogy.
Yes, for sure.
Alfred Molina as Doc Ock. Great cast.
Perfect casting for that. Like great characterization of Dr.
Yeah,
Octopus.
I love Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. It was the first like truly great comic book movie. Like not just like great for nerds like us that get to mark out at Wolverine popping his claws or whatever. It's just like this is actually like, oh, this one actually has crossover appeal.
Yeah, it's also a really great toy line for that movie.
Yeah. The Spider-Man 2 action figure is still like incredibly good.
He came with the base and the
you can actually like hang him upside down like from stuff. Like they have some good stuff going on.
That was a good line.
Yeah. Number 3, Passion of the Christ.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Passion of the Christ. That made a buttload of money.
Well, yeah. I mean, considering like what this came out April.
Yeah.
So I think like
I remember. So I always tell this story because I always say like Sword and sorcery fantasy was never my thing, so I never got into the Lord of the Rings movies. So I've only seen Fellowship and Return of the King, and the only reason I saw Return of the King is because me and my friend, who I do the other podcast with, actually, the Untitled Movie Show, um, we went to go see this because that's just what we did. We like to go see what was the big release at the time.
Right.
This is 2004 when we're both bums with nothing to do. We've graduated from high school and have no jobs, so or like our jobs are like minuscule at best. So what are you gonna get? Go to the movies. So we said we're gonna go to Passion of the Christ. We're gonna opening weekend because it feels like the biggest crowd possible will be the best way to go. It was sold out, so that's when I saw Return of the King because it was still in theaters, and so I saw Fellowship and Return of the King, and that's it. um, and we
I
went back, and we went back the next night to see Passion of the Christ, and it was the right choice. Seeing it with a theater packed full of those people was an experience and a
uh
half.
I've heard stories of people openly sobbing in that movie in the
The
theater.
woman, yeah, the woman behind me bawling. When he was getting whipped with the cat of nine tails and stuff, like openly bawling, like ugly crying. You know what I mean? Like snot bubble crying. Like it
And you're
was,
just like, what's going on?
and I'm just like,
I'm uncomfortable.
yeah. Number 4, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
You know what? I like Prisoner of Azkaban.
Most people do. Most people seem to like that one more than all of them.
Well, here's why: because you get Gary Oldman.
Okay, that makes sense.
Gary Oldman as oh my god, my wife's gonna get mad at me. Sirius Black. Sirius Black.
There you go. You saved another day.
Oh boy, if I forgot the piece of the Harry Potter trivia there.
Number 5, The Incredibles, a movie that
Oh
I would
yes.
much rather have watched.
Yes. Yeah. Hey, that's a good Disney movie.
Think about that. Disney is putting out Home on the Range, and DreamWorks also did not DreamWorks. Pixar, also Disney, is putting out The Incredibles. You could not be further apart in
Nope.
quality, like visually, scripting, acting, all of soundtrack, all of it.
Or just like the groundbreaking.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah. Disney tried to break no new ground with this. It was just business as usual, and it
I
didn't
mean,
work. Yeah.
technically, The Incredibles also a superhero movie. So
Yes. Superheroes are really uh, after this, after here, it's kind of game on.
yeah.
Superheroes are going within 4 years. You have the first Iron Man, which is, oh here comes Marvel dusting off the B squad.
Yeah. I was like, Robert Downey Jr. That guy?
Okay, well, I hope he can keep. I hope he can keep out of rehab long enough.
Yeah.
Because he didn't trust him still at that point. In
Yeah.
time.
It's like, well, I mean, good thing they only gave him like a cut of the merch
Yeah.
in the box office. Ruh-roh.
Oh man. Number 6, The Day After Tomorrow.
Oh God.
People were still going to Roland Emmerich movies.
Yeah, they were.
Um, I've definitely seen that movie.
Is that the one with Randy Quaid in it?
Uh, yes. Let's find out. It's been a long time since I've seen it. Yes, Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid.
Dennis-
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal plays Dennis Quaid's son in that movie.
Yeah.
And they all go to Mexico, I think, at the end of the movie. Yes.
That's. I do like Roland Emmerich just sort of cashing in on whatever he can, like because he also did that 2012 movie.
He did. He also was responsible for the first Independence Day
Independence Day and Stargate.
and unfortunately Godzilla.
Yes. Yes.
Which,
What was the and he did one of the White House movies. Not
No,
Olympus Has Fallen, but the other one, White House
no,
Down.
White House Down with Jamie
Yeah.
Foxx.
Yeah, he did White House Down.
Yeah.
Somehow Olympus Has Fallen was the successful one, and it spawned 2 sequels.
The first Olympus is Down is all right for what it is. I buy Gerard Butler as an action star.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I like Gerard Butler, but boy, does he need a better agent or something? Like, because I want to see him in stuff. Just I want to see him in stuff, but he's in
Yeah,
stuff I don't want to see. So
yeah.
like I don't want to see Gamer. I want to see.
I'm not going to go watch Machine Gun Preacher, which
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah. I want more. 300 should have got him every major role,
Yeah,
but no.
and I mean, he was honestly okay in Phantom.
Yeah,
He was fine in Phantom. He's not a bad singer, as it turns
no.
out.
Number 7, The Bourne Supremacy.
Yep, that's a good movie.
I like those first 3 Bourne movies
The
an
Bourne
awful
movies
lot.
are pretty good.
Then you did Bourne with Hawkeye, which was not good.
Then you did the Bourne Ultimatum.
Uh, and,
Wait, is that the last
well,
one?
no, it went Bourne Identity, Bourne Supremacy, Bourne Ultimatum, Bourne Legacy, which was the Hawkeye one, Jeremy
That's
Renner
it.
movie, and then just Jason Bourne.
Yeah, which
When
is
they
the last
write-
one.
Which is the last one, and it's an okay movie, but it's shot like crap. It makes me nauseous, and I usually
Yeah,
don't get nauseous, but it is just unbelievably shaky.
it's just like, oh, Jason Bourne's just like using some like jujitsu stuff.
Uh, Number 8, Shark Tale.
Mm,
The
that had Will Smith in it.
Will Smith, a DreamWorks movie. DreamWorks with 2 movies in the 2 animated films in the top 10 of 2004.
Shark Tale was a bad movie.
It is. Uh, it's only saved by Will Smith in the slightest of sense.
Is that
Because I like Will
ludicrous on
Smith.
that?
Yes. And it's actually Shark Tale is one of those things where because of who's involved with the studio, uh, you can get a lot of names. Was Will Smith, Robert De Niro, Martin Scorsese is in it. It's like it's the only cartoon he's ever done. Angelina Jolie, Jack Black, Renee Zellweger, Ziggy Marley,
Okay.
Dougie Doug,
Remember Dougie Doug?
Peter Falk, and Katie Couric are all in this movie. It is a packed movie. You could see why people would be excited for it.
Sure.
Number 9, The Polar Express.
I like
Polar-
Polar Express.
I like Polar Express.
It's
Polar
a
Express,
meme, but
yeah.
you know,
Polar Express is a big sort of book in the old Holder household. It's just
it
one
is
of
a
those,
favorite book of mine from childhood.
yeah,
So
yeah. We have plenty of Polar Express decorations when Christmas time rolls around. Signed copy of the book. It's been as a kid. Even my mom loves the book still and all that. It's important. So when that movie came out, me and my mom absolutely went to go see the Polar Express, and we watch it every year. It's weird because of how uncanny valley it is,
yep.
but I'm okay with it. It doesn't bother me as much as it does other people.
Do you have the Lionel train set?
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
I never got a chance to get it. I'm sure they release it every year or so.
It comes out every year. Hallmark releases the same ornaments every year too, which is always a bummer because there was like a good 3 years where there was a new Polar Express ornament, and then
Yeah.
they just started re-releasing the same one over and over again.
It's fine. Just you get the conductor.
Yeah. And number 10, National Treasure. Speaking of Nick Cage.
That's an okay movie.
Yeah, it's fine. It's Disney. It's Disney's one of the only successes they had that year. So
And it's live action.
yeah, I like that movie. It's silly. It's fun. It's like it's Nick Cage being just an actor and not actually being like Nick Cage, which is
Yeah.
once in a while.
You got John Voight being super John Voighty in this movie.
Oh boy, yeah.
Speaking of problematic people,
Ugh. Ugh. Oh boy.
why doesn't Angelina talk to him anymore?
What else came out in 2004 that wasn't a big? Along Came Polly, that Ben Stiller Jennifer Aniston movie.
Yeah, that's right. Jennifer Aniston was getting movie roles.
The animated release, the theatrical release of Teacher's Pet, the movie of that Disney cartoon TV show that was on, starring Nathan Lane and Kelsey Grammer.
Never saw it.
Yeah.
Does not ring a bell.
Yeah, you would recognize the character designs if you saw it. You'll look it up later. But yeah, Nathan Lane is a dog that goes to human school.
Okay.
The Butterfly Effect.
Oh, yes. Ashton Kutcher.
Win a Date with Tad Hamilton. You Got Served came out this year.
Fun.
I actually do like You Got Served. That's a
Yeah.
fun movie. It's incredibly stupid, but the right kind of incredibly stupid.
It's like the Fast and Furious of street dancing movies.
Yeah, and they keep making them. They show up every once in a while still.
Well, they keep making honey. They
That's
make
true,
super
they do.
honey. Yeah.
Barbershop 2 back in business.
Favorite of my dad's. My dad likes the barbershop series.
Miracle.
Miracle on the Ice movie with Kurt Russell.
Yep. Kurt
Yeah,
Russell. Yep. That's a
where
good movie.
they
It's yeah, it's a good movie.
they
It's yeah.
they do their best not to make Mike Ruzioni look like a terrible person.
Yeah, they did all they could. They really that's probably where most of the budget went.
Yeah, it's like, hey, can we write it so he doesn't like take credit for everything after the movie?
51st Dates.
You know what? I don't dislike that movie.
Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen.
Not seen that
Disney.
one.
Disney again. I was like, we got Lindsay Lohan. We're just gonna keep. We're gonna make her.
Uh,
We're gonna make her a star come hell or high water.
yes, and oh god, that was Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah.
Have they already moved on from Hillary Duff at this point?
2004. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'd already like got off the Duff Express.
Euro Trip.
Okay, that they're still making those movies too.
Welcome to Mooseport, a very rare Ray Romano starring film.
Ray Romano and Gene Hackman.
Yeah, 2004. This is 2004, and it's Gene Hackman in a weird sitcom comedy feature. I don't
Or
know.
here's the funny thing: I know quite a bit about Welcome to Mooseport because I've seen it a few times.
Thank
Gene
you.
Hackman is a former president who's running for mayor
Oh,
of Mooseport,
okay.
and Ray Romano's character is the current mayor.
And hijinks ensue.
Oh, they hate each other, and Gene Hackman tries to steal his girlfriend away
Oh, I feel like Gene Hackman could easily steal Ray Romano's girlfriend.
because he's Gene Hackman.
Club Dread. I like Club Dread. I like those Broken Lizard movies, like Club Dread.
Oh my god! Was this after Beer Fest?
This is after. No, they worked in a very small window of time. So
Yeah,
like, yeah,
it might have been Super Troopers, Beer Fest, and Club Dread, but Super Troopers was the first of them.
Super Troopers was the first. Yeah, so I like those three. I like Beer Fest. Beer Fest is very fun. Club Dread. I do like that movie. It's not the best, but
Super Troopers is clearly
the superior by a long shot.
Yeah.
Hidalgo, starring Viggo Mortensen.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Opening the same day as Starsky and Hutch.
Oh my god, Owen Wilson and Ben Stiller.
Yeah. And Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, the legacy of that movie is the gif of Ben Stiller saying "Do it."
Do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm trying to think of. I actually saw that in theaters. I don't know why. I was never a big fan of Starsky and Hutch the series, and then I was like, okay, I'll see. I guess I liked Ben Stiller enough. I don't know.
Was Starsky and Hutch like one of the Quinn Martin TV shows?
Certainly seems like it should have been.
Maybe. Yeah.
Secret Window, the Johnny Depp movie.
Yeah.
Spartan, starring Val Kilmer.
Yeah, it's he was still a svelte-ish.
Spartan's actually a pretty decent movie, I think, but it's got a good cast. He's also got like Ed O'Neill in it, which it's always a treat when Ed O'Neill pops up on your screen. You're like, hey,
it's Uncle Buck. Or no, what's the one was he in? Dutch.
Dawn of the Dead.
The remake.
The Zack Snyder movie. For my money, Zack Snyder's best movie.
You know what? It's that Watchmen, I guess.
Yeah. I like 300, but I think Dawn of the Dead's a better movie.
Yeah. This is actually like it's a pretty good retelling of it.
Yeah, it does the original story justice, which can be a trick with Zack Snyder movies of doing the source justice at times.
Mm-hmm.
Especially after he's matured as a filmmaker and he realizes now nobody's going to say no to him. So
I do wish they included the helicopter zombie though.
Yeah.
And they should have had blue skin.
Yeah.
But my favorite part of that movie is the dude on the roof sniping celebrities.
The celebrity lookalike zombies. Jay
Leno. Burt Reynolds.
Yes. Yeah, that's absolutely one of the best parts of that movie.
Yeah.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey. What else? We got anything I don't care about? Jersey Girl. Okay.
No,
Sorry.
no, no. I like
The
Jersey Girl.
yeah.
I do.
Okay.
I don't. Listen. This movie gets a bad rap because Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez were in it on screen for like
40.
45
I was gonna
seconds.
say it's like the opening of the movie, and then
They
she's
kill her
gone,
off, and then
and
the
she's
rest of the
dead, and
movie.
then yeah.
And then you get Liv Tyler, who, oof, I'm a big fan of like early 2000s Liv Tyler.
George Carlin's in it. Everything.
He is in it, and
Yeah.
oh god, what's his name? The blind guy from, or the blind guy from Oh Brother.
Yeah. Yeah, him.
Yeah, him.
Yeah. Opening the same day as Jersey Girl, The Lady Killers.
Oh my god, who was in that movie?
It was Tom Hanks.
Wait,
It was the one. It was a remake of an old movie. It's a Coen Brothers movie where he's the Southern dandy gentleman who's they're trying to rob a bank, and this nice old woman's house is the perfect location for them. So
yeah,
he brings in his crew, and yeah, I actually like that movie.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Oh yeah, you should. It's a Coen Brothers movie, so you know what you're getting.
I like
into.
Tom Hanks movies.
Yeah, and it's got it's who else is in it? Marlon Wayans,
Okay,
J.K. Simmons. There you go. That's that. He was the other really good character in that. It's fun to see Tom Hanks as like that kind of character
yeah. Also, like J.K. Simmons is pretty good at everything.
in everything.
Yeah.
Never Die Alone, the DMX movie. Came out. Scooby Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed, which is one of the movies that opened up and beat Home on the Range, or like was beat Home on the Range during its time.
Is that's where Scrappy's the bad guy?
Scrappy's the villain, yeah.
Which
Also, the next week, Hellboy opened.
yeah, I like that first Hellboy movie.
Yeah, it is. I love Guillermo del Toro movies.
Yeah.
By and large, all of them. So that also was one of the movies that beat Home on the Range.
Well, I mean, it should have. It's a good movie.
Yeah. Walking Tall.
So I saw Walkie Tall at it. I saw Walking Tall in a dollar theater.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, yeah, okay. I feel all right watching this for $1.
I definitely saw that in normal theater.
Yeah. Like, huh. Well,
I like the original Walking Tall, the original movie.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's nothing like the original movie.
I know that's why it was such a bummer. It's like the character's name isn't even the same.
Well, I mean, I think I remember like The Rock talking about it. He goes, "Well, obviously, since I'm African American, they can't call me like a Buford Pusser." I'm like, "Oh, I know, but still, like."
I think they could. I feel like.
Also, once you get to the story of Buford Pusser, like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Like the real story of that dude. It's like, what?
The whole 10 yards. There's the Alamo. Ella Enchanted. Shaun of the Dead. Yeah.
I like Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead's great.
It's my second favorite of the Cornetto trilogy.
What's your first? Is it Hot Fuzz?
Of course it is.
It's of course it has to be Hot Fuzz.
World's End is fine.
I was gonna say if it's World's End,
It's fine, but
all the podcast would be about is why. But
but no, it's obviously Hot Fuzz.
Kill Bill Volume 2.
I like Kill Bill Volume 2.
I like Volume 1 more. I was the weirdo that liked Volume 1 more.
And okay, when I say I like it more, I say I like it more. I like the ending of that movie better. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. He just like they make amends, and he walks away and dies.
Yeah. Ooh, The Punisher.
Yeah, buddy, I saw that in theaters.
Thomas Jane, John Travolta,
That
Kevin
movie,
Nash.
that movie is stupid and incredible.
I love this Punisher. I love Punisher Warzone.
Oh, and that's with what's his face?
Yeah,
Um,
Widow's Peak, Frank. Yeah,
Volstov, actually,
yeah,
from the Warrior story.
yeah.
Oh,
I
Race Fenton.
race. Yes,
Yeah.
I love that. I love Warzone.
I,
It's a mess of a movie, and I love every
it's
second of
gory.
it.
It's a gory nightmare. But
I love that they just stopped the movie for like a couple of seconds so he blows up a parkour guy with a rocket launcher.
yep,
The parkour guy was just part of like a gang that had no business with Frank, but still.
here's how I do it. But
Yeah,
dude, look, Thomas Jane committed to this character.
yeah. He reprised the character,
For
like he did that.
it's short, right?
He did a short, and he was the Punisher in like Marvel Superhero Squad, like that animation version of those little preschool toy
Yeah,
things, where he played, where he made a reference to that short film in
yeah.
that thing. Yeah.
That movie. Remember? You remember the song for that movie?
Oh yeah, I do.
I'm a hero to worker.
Man, I want to watch that movie again. I like that movie.
That's I that was the Marvel Legends 6
Yeah.
movie Punisher. By the way.
Yep. Yep. Uh, so really, I mean, let's be honest. The Punisher honestly does have a relatively decent track record with adaptions. Like, minus even the Dolph Lundgren one is stupid,
Yeah,
but it's
but
the right kind of '80s stupid. It's a bad Punisher film, but kind of a good like '80s C level action film
right.
that you would like a VHS, kind of nonsense. But like the Punisher Warzone, and the Netflix series are all very
Pretty,
good.
there, I mean,
Varying degrees of good.
yeah, I mean, th- there are worse things associated with the Punisher these days.
Yeah,
It's gonna leave it at that.
leave it where it is. Uh, let's see anything else. Man on Fire, love that movie.
Oh, Denzel Washington.
Denzel Washington, Dakota Fanning, Christopher Walken. It's all so good. I love that movie. And it's a Tony Scott film. Love Tony Scott.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I miss Tony Scott. I wish things worked out better for him in his life. Because,
Holly,
yeah.
it's a weird place, the film industry.
Yeah.
Did
But because if he was still with us, I mean, Top Gun 2 is coming out and it's not by him, and that's a big bummer. Because he was working on it before he did what he did.
and
But
it's that's pushed till December, I think now.
yes, it was pushed till December now.
I have, dude. I love the first Top. I love Top Gun. I love Top Gun, but I'm a little. I
You know
don't.
why? Do you know why I'm not that particularly worried about Top Gun? Is because Tom Cruise is bringing his all to everything he does now. Even the Mummy movie that was bad, he was great in it. I don't
Yeah,
care what anyone says. Um, and the director is the guy behind Tron Legacy, and
you personally love Tron
I
Legacy.
love Tron Legacy, and Only the Brave, which is actually a really good movie about those wildfire
Hmm.
firefighters that died, and it's a very, very, very good movie. So all the pieces are in place for it to be a good movie, a good sort of 20 years later, 30 years later kind of thing, like
He also
Tron
has
Lake.
Ed Harris in it,
Yeah.
which hey, okay, fine.
The Bobby Jones movie came out this year in 2004. So yay. Mean Girls came out this year.
That movie's taken on life, like
That's when it came out, I remember it not being anything, and in recent years, it's become a massive thing.
it's a musical now.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah, it's
I
Tina
don't,
Fey wrote it, right?
yes. Oh, she, yeah, and
Rachel or Amy Poehler.
yeah,
Yeah.
Tina Fey, and it's got a good cast for a high school based movie.
Hmm.
Um, like I never thought of ever seeing it again, but apparently it is just not that case for a lot of people. So good on it. New York Minute, one of the very last Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen movies.
That's when they were super skinny.
Yeah, and Bob Saget is their dad in the movie.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Um, let's see, anything else? Super Size Me. Okay,
Okay.
that's fine. That changed a lot. That changed a lot of stuff that was
It
still,
did.
yeah.
Yeah.
Van Helsing.
Huh. Well, okay. So
There are
that
parts
movie's
of
got
that movie. There's parts of that movie that I really enjoy.
that. The parts I enjoy all involve Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah. I like the creature design of that movie. It's kind of
Yeah.
interesting. They did some
It's.
interesting stuff with some
I
of the.
mean,
I like
it.
the. I like the idea behind it, like more than how it came out.
Yeah. I mean, I guess in a way, it's kind of like one of the House of Frankenstein or House of Dracula movies.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, that came out. Anything? Troy. I like Troy. The Brad Pitt,
Yeah. Yeah.
Eric Bana, Orlando Bloom. I like that movie. It's not great, but it's the right kind of sort of period piece nonsense.
It's very of its time when it came
Yeah.
out.
Shrek 2, Day After Tomorrow, Raising Hell. Soul Plane. I just mentioned it earlier, and here it is again. Chronicles of Riddick. I really, really,
I
really
like
like
Chronicles of
Chronicles of
Riddick.
Riddick. I really like that movie. It bums me out that like there isn't more of them. Like you get the three main movies and that's it. Eh,
So let me ask you a question. As
okay.
somebody who loves Fast and Furious, which
Okay.
you do,
Yeah.
would you trade Vin Diesel in Fast and Furious for more Riddick movies?
Yes. I but I guess with the caveat of is they do have to be good. I mean, like they have to be good in terms of what these Riddick movies are. They just can't just be slapdash together. I need them to be on equal par of Chronicles of Riddick or the Fast and Furious movies. It needs to be of equal quality.
And I forget he's Groot too. Sometimes it's like, oh, he's Groot
I've heard that he like it's not just like one sample that they use over and over again. He really does record all of those.
with different emphasis.
Yeah, yeah. The Garfield movie,
Oh my god!
starring Bill Murray as Garfield.
Where he, he'll talk about it and be like, "Yeah, I did that movie," because he kind of sounded like Lorenzo Music.
No, it's well. What I've heard is that he agreed to that movie because it is directed by Joel Cohen, and he thought it was one of the Cohen
Right.
brothers, and didn't know until it was so said and done. It was, oh, it wasn't.
Do you,
It
know the
wasn't
connection to that movie with in Ghostbusters?
Yeah, yeah. That's Lorenzo Music did the voice of Peter in
The
the real
Ghost,
Ghostbusters
real
cartoon.
Ghostbusters, and then
Yeah,
he does the
and he's
voice
the
of,
voice of Garfield.
which
Lorenzo
I'm
Music
sorry,
also
Lorenzo Music is the voice of Garfield.
yes, and Lorenzo Music is voice of Garfield and Peter in the Ghostbusters. And
Yeah,
so now Peter is the voice of Garfield.
yeah, it's kind of like a fun little,
Weird Ouroboros of Ghostbusters and Garfield.
yeah.
Napoleon Dynamite came out this year.
Okay, that's a good movie.
Still a good movie. The Stepford Wives remake, directed by Frank Oz,
Oh, the one with Nicole Kidman
with Nicole Kidman and Matthew Broderick.
and Faith Hill's in that, I think, too.
Yes, she is. Bette Midler. Yeah. Glenn Close is in it. Yeah. That's okay.
It's fun.
Stepford Wives is, Frank Oz is a good movie director, so I mean,
Frank
it came
Oz.
out fine.
Did Frank Oz direct the Blues Brothers
Yes.
and of course Little Shop of Horrors,
Oh yeah.
which
Around the World in 80 Days came out this year.
that's with Jackie Chan in it.
Jackie Chan and Steve Coogan.
Oh my gosh!
And it was also in the trailer because Arnold Schwarzenegger has a cameo in it, and it was sort of like one of his like last movies kind of thing. Like he's the governor of California, and then he's in a movie.
Yeah, I remember like the thing he did before this was like he was supposed to be in Planet of the Apes movie.
Yep. Yep.
And there's like some like test shots of him and the monkeys.
That would have been great. That would have been
I
incredible.
don't care. Just speaking of Cornelius.
Yeah. Dodgeball came out this year.
I like Dodgeball.
Yeah. The Terminal.
Oh, that's another top. Yeah, that's a good movie. I like the Terminal.
Yeah, it's a Steven Spielberg movie, so there's a good chance that it's good. That's an all right movie.
Yeah, it's fine. That's a charming little movie.
What's not a charming little movie is Xavier Woods' favorite movie of all time,
High School Musical.
White Chicks.
Oh my god. No.
Guess what opened up on the same day? The Notebook, Fahrenheit 9/11, and Two Brothers.
Well, huh. Okay.
So if the Two Brothers was that tiger movie,
Yeah.
the
The
Notebook
Notebook
is the
was.
Notebook,
It is the Notebook.
and Fahrenheit 9/11 was exactly what it sounds like. It's Michael Moore's documentary about 9/11 and George Bush that created quite a stir when it came out.
Yeah. The Notebook, the movie that gave women in their early 20s unreasonable relationship expectations.
Ryan Gosling, baby.
Yeah. Well, we're going to die together in the same bed. Why am I Vince McMahon? They're going to die together in the same bed.
I'm doing my best because our little chat is going wild, and I don't want to know. I don't want to have these Firefly Funhouse match.
I glanced over and I saw some amazing things.
Okay, I can't wait. I'm keeping my eyes. Oh, Before Sunset came out. King Arthur. Jeez, they're still doing that nonsense. Clive Owen is.
Yeah.
I would much rather watch Sword in the Stone.
Yes, or Camelot.
Yeah. Hey, Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy.
Yeah, there we go. I love
Now
Anchorman.
we're talking.
But just the first Anchorman.
Yeah. iRobot. Catwoman.
Oh.
One of the rare examples where the Razzie winner accepted their own award.
She
took that in stride.
Yeah, Holly Berry seems cool as blank, dude.
Yeah.
She seems super chill.
A director with with only a first name. Pitoff.
Pitoff.
Yeah, and has only done a couple of things. So, and Catwoman was one of them. So,
it was a movie.
Oh, geez, that Thunderbirds movie.
Thunderbirds Are Go?
It was just called Thunderbirds, but it was like
so Team America?
it wasn't puppets. That was the problem.
Yeah.
It was Thunderbirds, but it was people, and nobody liked it. But do you know who directed that movie?
Mm-mm.
Number one himself, Jonathan Frakes.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Don't think of him as a director, but he certainly was.
I think of him as a meme now where people collect together like snippets of
Beyond Belief.
Yeah. Yes.
Nope, not a chance.
Have you eaten salt before?
Have you seen the one where they like slowed it down so it just sounds like he's a drunk guy?
No.
Rambling. It's like, have you ever like? And it sounds. I will find it, and I'm going to send that to you.
I have. Do you see the giant mob thing where it's like the celebrity poker thing?
One? Yeah,
where he's just like, eh. Oh, Jonathan Frakes.
Seems like a cool dude.
He does.
Garden State. That's a big movie for a lot of people. Not for me, but
not personally. I don't care about that movie.
Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle.
That's a interesting movie for a subset of people.
Yeah.
And then the one dude went on to be serving the Obama administration,
yeah.
Right?
Yep. And I can't remember which was. I can't remember. Was it Cal Penn?
Yeah, I think it was so.
Yeah. The Manchurian Candidate remake.
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah. The Village, M. Night Shyamalan's Joaquin Phoenix movie.
That's where he kind of got off the rails a little bit.
Yeah, that's where everyone was like, okay, man.
So it turns out.
The twist that you sort of thought was going to be the twist the entire time turned out to be the twist.
Yeah.
Collateral, which I absolutely love. I'm a huge fan of Michael Mann movies. Heat is one of my favorite movies of all time, and Collateral is a fantastic movie. Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx.
Oh, that one where Tom Cruise is the old guy.
Yeah.
Or the middle-aged man.
Middle-aged.
But actually, it looks like a middle-aged man, not like Tom Cruise middle-aged.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great movie. I love that movie. Open Water. Alien versus Predator.
That movie's about 10 years too late. Well, maybe 15.
A Yu-Gi-Oh movie came out this year.
The
Exorcist, the beginning. Yeah.
Is that the one with Ray Fiennes
I don't think so.
or Joseph Fiennes?
Stellan Skarsgård,
Oh, Scar.
James Darcy, Alan Ford, Ben Cross. Yeah.
Okay.
Or as if anyone listens to the How Did This Get Made podcast, it's Stellar Skateboard. Stellan Skarsgård. Uh, Without a Paddle, Anacondas, The Hunt for the Blood Orchid.
They made a sequel?
Oh, I think they made more than a sequel.
Man.
Yeah, yeah. It's as bad as it sounds. Super Babies 2, Baby Geniuses.
Nope.
Suspect Zero. Nope. Vanity Fair. The Cookout. Paparazzi. Cellular. Resident Evil Apocalypse.
Mm.
Mr. 3000.
Yeah, started Bernie Mac.
Bernie Mac.
Well, so the story is he retires with like less than 3,000 hits.
Yeah. It's just that's heartbreaking, right? Less than 3,000 hits.
And then at the end to help his team win, he sack bunts. So he hits it with 2,999. If it's a dumb baseball movie, I'll watch it, sir.
I know. I have seen Mr. 3000 as well, so I know the exact same.
I'll watch Mr. Baseball.
Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow.
Gwyneth Paltrow and Jude Law?
And Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
I like that movie. It is
visually cool.
It is style over substance, and in this case, I'm okay with it. It's very Rocketeer, and I like that. I like the aesthetic of that movie an awful lot. It's all green screen, and it doesn't look that great, but like it. Still, I like that movie, and I'm not going to have anyone to tell me otherwise. Try to convince me otherwise. Let's see. Anything else really interesting? We're starting to get to the end of the year. I Heart Huckabees. Nobody cares. Taxi, the Queen Latifah, Jimmy Fallon movie. Oh, Friday Night Lights. Friday Night Lights came out this year.
Yeah. High school football.
Yeah. Team America World Police came out.
There we go.
The Grudge.
Okay.
Sarah Michelle Gellar remake of a Japanese classic horror movie. Sideways, which was a huge movie. Remember how everyone was super into Sideways for some reason?
Yeah, it was
Paul Giamatti and Thomas Hayden Church.
Yeah, it was the wine movie, the wine snob movie.
Yeah. Boy. That movie's not good. I watched it because everyone was super into it. It was like Academy this, Academy that, and I watched it like, this movie's bad. I like Paul Giamatti, but Jesus.
Yeah.
Surviving Christmas.
You know what's funny? We've talked about all these movies longer than we've talked about Home of the Ray.
Yeah, because we can talk about it differently this way. Ray. Now see, there's a good ass movie to put on.
That's a good Jamie Foxx film.
Good Jamie Foxx film. He does a great job singing. I like it.
Yeah.
Saw. Saw came out this year. The first Saw movie. The first Saw movie is actually really good. Like, torture porn has kind of come a long way in recent years. It's kind of gone a little too far. Saw at least tried to also be a movie, which subsequent Saws kind of ignored.
It tried to be a psychological thriller and a horror film.
Yeah, and subsequent films just tried to it became like what Friday the 13th became, where it's just like, it's just an increasing kill chain, basically at this point. But they don't have any of the humor that's the subsequent Friday the 13th movies kind of brought along with it.
Right.
So, The Incredibles, we already talked about, much better movie than anything else on this list. Finding Neverland came out this year.
Is that the story behind the story?
Yeah, that's the Johnny Depp as what's his face?
I forget who wrote it.
Barry, James Barry, J.M. Barry, something like that. Yeah.
The John Barry Orchestra.
Yeah. Seed of Chucky, speaking of Jennifer Tilly. Much better movie that Jennifer Tilly was in this year. National Treasure, the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Christmas with the Cranks, House of Flying Daggers. The Triple H vehicle, Blade Trinity.
I think he was in that movie more than Wesley Snipes was.
He most certainly was. Ocean's 12. Million Dollar Baby, Meet the Fockers, Phantom of the Opera. We just talked about
Yeah,
Gerard
Gerard
Butler.
Butler.
2004 was a weird time for movies. The Aviator, the movie where everyone thought uh, Leonardo DiCaprio was finally going to win his Academy Award.
He should have. That's a great movie.
That's a great movie. It doesn't cover the Howard Hughes story that you want to see, but
Yeah.
still really good. The Fat Albert movie, The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. Personal favorite of mine.
That's what Bill Murray in it.
Yeah, that's one with Bill Murray. That's the Jacques Cousteau parody
Mm-hmm.
by Wes Anderson. It's Jeff Goldblum is in it. It's great. It's got what's his name? I can never remember the artist, but he's the guy that does the music is just doing like David Bowie covers and whatever his native tongue was throughout the movie. It's great. I love that movie. That's the last big movie that came out that year. Was Life Aquatic.
All better movies.
All better movies.
So JJ,
Nick, I'm gonna bring up your list real quick since we've got the Nick list open here.
buddy.
Where would you like me to start? Dead bottom of the list?
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Don't even bother.
You want me to just put
Yes.
Home on the Range? The very I'm not even putting it at the bottom of the list. I'm actually putting some space in between it and Tarzan. Just
Yeah. No. It's at the bottom.
Yeah.
I cannot. We talked about other movies for an hour, 20 minutes longer than that movie.
Yes.
Dude, it's bad.
It's the worst.
I have
no problem saying that it is the worst of the bunch. So, yeah.
I think we came into this show knowing, like, yep, we knew exactly where it's going to go.
Yeah. It's. I knew coming in when we were doing this that this movie in particular was going to be a bad one. I didn't realize that it was as bad as it really ended up being. And it's like things aren't going to get better either, unfortunately.
I mean, eventually, but
yeah, it's not immediately.
We're a ways off from Princess and the Frog.
Yeah. I'm going to send you your list independently.
Okay.
Later on, so we can do it like next week or something. We'll just on the show we can update them and get the ones that we missed. Sure. So I have to figure out which ones we missed because there's a few in here and fix the lists because that will give us something to talk about because it's going to be more of the same next week, unfortunately. Because it's not is it Chicken Little next week? I think it's Chicken Little next week.
It's not Meet the Robinsons, right?
I don't think so.
Okay.
If it was Meet the Robinsons, I think it would be okay. But I'm double checking.
I've never seen Chicken Little, so.
Yeah, well, lucky you. Number 46 is Chicken Little. Yep. So. I do not. Okay. Wow.
Oh, okay. I mean, humor me. How far do we have to go till we get to Princess and the Frog?
Let's see. Including Chicken Little.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3. Princess and the Frog. There's 3 movies in between Home on the Range and Princess and the Frog. So
okay.
We're almost there.
Once
we get there, it's all good from there on out.
Yep.
For the most part.
For the most part, yeah. There's a few.
Better cast next week, I will say that. You get Zach Braff, Joan Cusack, Steve Zahn, Don Knotts is in it. So.
And one of his last films, probably, then.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was.
I'm a fish.
And it's not the highest grossing animated film of 2005. So. And also, not the first time Disney has adapted Chicken Little. So we can talk about that next week. From the quarantine zone.
From the quarantine zone. Broadcasting live. So to recap, Home on the Range.
Yeah.
The worst Disney movie ever made. Possibly for good.
Yeah.
Possibly? Question mark?
Possibly. There's only one other contender, really. And it's Chicken Little.
Yeah.
Again, I last time I saw Chicken Little would have been 2005. So I remember Home on. We talked about theme park stuff, but I do remember when Home on the Range came out. There was like in Frontierland some vague Home on the Range branding for like the petting zoo and stuff. But
It's like, here's some milk with the cow on it.
yeah, yeah.
Boy,
So
it's
yeah, Chicken Little next week. Don't know what to tell you about that one. I don't really have an opinion for that one anymore. I knew this one was bad going into it.
I,
So I yeah, I don't know. Chicken Little. I don't remember Chicken Little. I just
you,
remember it stars Zach Braff.
during his Scrubs run.
Yeah, peak Zach Braff.
See, Pete Braff.
Yeah, so we'll see. I was gonna say excited, but that is absolutely not the right word
That's
for it.
for Chicken Little.
Yeah, interested to see how this goes out for both.
If you said I'm excited for a chicken sandwich, I'd be like, yes.
Yes. Gotta just find out. Make sure I don't get tackled leaving my front door. Get it delivery. DoorDash probably get me a chicken sandwich. I want.
Yeah.
But you know, this movie sucked. We hated it. It was
Yeah.
hard to track. And boy, I'm glad I never have to see this movie again.
Yeah, it's a
Ever.
bad movie to watch, especially right now.
Yeah.
Uh,
I could have watched anything. Like I could have watched Onward or something, but
yeah,
I
or Frozen 2.
Frozen 2. I could have just watched The Black Hole again, or
Yeah.
Fantasia. I could have just put on Fantasia and been happy.
We watched this for you people.
Uh, I am sure there is some sort of metric that got sent to Disney. It's like, wow, a 200% increase in Home on the Range viewing this
Yeah.
week.
Those are rookie numbers. Gonna pop those up.
But until next week, thank you all again for joining us. Don't watch Home on the Range. I don't care if you've watched everything else on Disney Plus. I'm sorry if you watched it because you said, I'm going to watch this movie before listening to the podcast. It's a rookie move. You should never do that.
Nope. I mean, go watch The Ranch on Netflix, for God's sake. Well,
no.
Okay.
But again, until next week, until the sky is falling and we're going to watch Chicken Little. Perfect timing for this kind of movie.
Mm-hmm.
Have a magical day.
Wash your hands.
Good job.